buddy. That is what I am talking about. Welcome everybody to the Just His Views podcast. Just His Views. What is that exactly? That is what it sounds like. Just His Views. It's my opinions. It's my facts. Not my truth, but the facts actually that I will have. Thank you guys for joining me. I don't know if anybody's actually watching right now. I've been talking about doing a YouTube channel for many years now, and I've started, stop, and now I'm going to go after it. It's 2023. This is a new me, so I'm going to go at it full force. So forgive me if I mess up a lot on this, because this is my first live stream that I've been on that I'm doing as a one-man show. I don't know if anybody's here. Let me see real quick. If you are, let me know if it's too loud. If it's not too loud, then I guess we're just going to go ahead and go on with it. Guys, we are going to be reviewing Just Pearly Things. Well, it's Vice, but Just Pearly Things was on there. Pearl, rather. Talking about the anti-pro-feminist debate, abortion, trans rights, Me Too, all the stuff that's been going on since 2014, I want to say. So we're going to go ahead and go through that and see how we can navigate through this. So again, bear with me, guys. Thank you for joining me. Again, this is Just His Views. You can call me J Justice, Justice J. I don't care. I'm all about that justice, and it's Just His Views is what I'm bringing. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. This is the Vice video that has been out for about 7 days now. And yeah, let's check it out here. I'm trying to figure this thing out. Oh, it's this one. Yeah, this video right here, we're going to go ahead and go through it. Started a little bit. So guys, let me know what you think. I'm going to give you my commentary, what I think about it. And like I said, I'm not here to offend anybody. I know that I might, but that's okay, because it's the internet. You know, you say what you mean what you say, and stick with it. I said what I said, and I'm going to say what I'm going to say. So let's go ahead and get started. Right there.
How is it sexism when we have no barriers today? So we can pick what we want to pick.
Who doesn't have barriers?
Women don't have barriers?
Women, yeah. What's
we have
stopping
no
you? You
barriers.
can do whatever you want.
I can or you can?
What's stopping you?
Pearl's already dropping them facts.
Should we mark this bad boy at all?
Oh,
Here we go.
Hi, welcome everybody. I'm Liz Landers. I'm Vice News' chief political correspondent, and we are here today to talk about some of the biggest issues dividing women across the country. In other words, we're here to talk about feminism. First, I just want to say
You see how they got a whole bunch of different women there. First off, we'll start. We got Pearl, and then the other girl. I can't think of her. She's the Australian girl. And we have, seems like, a disabled person, 2 black people, light skin, dark skin, Latina, just a variety of different type of people. So let's go. To say the least. Let's see what this is about.
no, we can't represent everybody's views, but we did try our best to bring together a diverse group of women today. In today's polarized world, is feminism dead? I saw your hand.
I think that depends on the definition of feminism. I strongly think that feminism is more of an action than an identity. I would say it's uplifting all women, in which case it's very alive. At the same time, if we do follow that definition, feminism has splintered off into so many different areas that you can look at people like Sheryl Sandberg, who say you should just get another nanny if you feel oppressed. And if we're talking about that kind of feminism, yeah, it's pretty dead.
Yeah, I mean, as long as the human race exists, feminism will never be dead. There's something that we're always going to have to strive and work towards. Now,
let me ask you this. They say that feminism is dead. Can you tell me who killed it? That's all I want to know. Who killed feminism? We'll continue.
make sure that there's equality. So feminism is not dead.
I don't know that it can die. As long as there's power and oppression, there will be people fighting for equity. And until that somehow goes away, feminism is alive and well.
I think feminism isn't actually about equality. It's about equality when it benefits us. I think feminism is really about women wanting special privileges and treatment at the expense of men.
Go ahead, Pearl, drop
and
it.
I think it's alive and well, sadly.
I think feminism is also alive and well. There are different kinds of feminism, right? Like, that is obvious. And
You know what I find amazing is how when you're on a topic, and a lot of people talk about specifically feminism in this case, I believe, well, to me, they're asking the general question about feminism, but a lot of people, they have a certain way they feel, but they don't know why they feel this way. As they would say, social constructs, what they see on TV, what they see on TikTok, what they see on Instagram, they usually navigate that from the far left, the radical right, everybody in between. A lot of people don't know their own feelings on things. And that's where feminism and any of this new age trash, that's where a lot of this stuff falls apart, because you don't have your own thoughts. You can't formulate your own thoughts. And it's really just irritating to me. I just can't get with it. Sorry, almost choked. I just can't get with it. But let's see what's up.
for me, as a womanist, as a black feminist.
Sorry, guys,
right,
it's hot in here.
Who's really thinking about human rights, dignity, right, equity, right. As long as that need isn't met, we're still gonna keep fighting.
I'd say it's alive and well. I'd say that it's also very nuanced, and I think what it looks like is going to differ depending on where you are in the world. For me, I just see it as a lens, which isn't necessarily antagonistic or protagonistic. It's just a useful tool.
Similar to what Pearl just said, I find that a lot of feminist ideology and thought today feels more of like a supremacist movement rather than something that is supposed to be advancing the goals of equality. I don't think that we can really term what's going on as feminism because it looks so different to, I think, the earlier.
I love the fact that she said that it's superiority. Anytime I've worked in a workplace with a bunch of women, it's always something of, well, I'm a woman because of this. I'm a woman because of that. You should do this because I'm a woman. So the problem with the superiority, feminism is supposed to be equality for women. But like she did say, it is superiority. Women want to be superior to men. However, once they're superior to men, they don't like them. Then they say you need to be a real man. And I love the fact that most feminazis is what I call them. Feminazis always say, a real man would do this, a real man would do this. Well, what would a real woman do? Can you let me know that? That's all I'm asking. Continue.
Feminist movement. So in that way, I would say it's taken its last breaths of life. It's dying.
Yeah, I definitely think it's getting more and more radicalized, for sure. So it's definitely still alive.
I think I'll preface and say that I don't know so much about modern Western feminism, and there might be a lot of terms that I don't know, like political jargon and stuff. But I believe in the advancement of women, whoever considers themselves a woman.
Yeah, you can already tell that is a Karen, no doubt. She's going to complain about everything, stand on her beliefs of whatever she wants to believe in, even if the truth is to her. People, women like this, and I'm not trying to hate on women. I'm talking about these women. So if you get offended because I'm talking about women, I'm talking about these women whenever I say women, okay? If I say generally, I mean generally. But these women, this woman, she already off the cuff seems she's offended. She just has that offense feminazi look. It vexes me, but whatever, you know, it's do what you got to do, say what you got to say, you know, whatever makes you feel happy.
I think there's a deficiency in society. So it's deeply rooted that feminism has always existed. I think America's a little obsessed with themselves, and it's like always feminism is rooted in America. And like, oh, white women started it, and it's kind of offensive because
already talking about race.
Women have been dying for their rights.
I think as a black woman specifically, when you talk about feminism, yeah, the mainstream first thing you think about is a certain type of feminism that tends to exclude still, even today, even with intersectional feminism, exclude African-American women, and it's always kind of done that, and also like, upper middle class white women has.
So we got racism before, well, we are about not even 5 minutes into this. We got racism, we got oppression, we got women of color. There's another woman of color, but I'm sure it's going to be a different version of color. I'm going to say, just by looking at these ladies, not trying to be mean, but just looking at these ladies, you're going to bring in the physical appearances. I'm sorry, that's just what I've seen a lot of women generally do whenever there's a problem. People are not accepting them. It's because I'm fat. It's because I'm not pretty. It's because I don't work out. It's because I don't look like her. I don't look like this. Instead of just working on yourself, something that men are always told to do and society forces us to is work on yourself. I can't say, oh, I'm 5'1". I'm oppressed. People are going to look at me like, you're stupid, dude. Get over it. That's just the bottom line. And a lot of feminists don't understand, or don't want to understand, choose not to understand, that life's not fair. That's just the case of it. Life's not fair, and you just got to deal with it. But some people are not about that. So
predominantly been the face of what we quote unquote consider feminism.
I think feminism is attempting to say, okay, the first thing we agree on is that there are barriers and friction.
Okay, so I've seen a clip of her, like not a viral clip, but one of those shorts on her. I can already tell, even without seeing those shorts, that she is just ready with the offense. Like, I'm offended. My name is offense. My name is oppression. My name is suppression. My name is less than. So listen to me. I command the room because I demand you to respect me. Which it doesn't work that way for men, but women of privilege, feminists, feminazis, whatever you want to call them, they believe that they're just supposed to be able to command the room, get the respect, just because they're going through something. Like I say, I'm not knocking her for anything, but she already has that entitlement look on her face. Without seeing the clips, I'm just saying with that entitlement look. And I can already tell this is going to be interesting.
To what I need and what I want based on the fact that I'm a woman. What it ignores is that, and what privilege is that you may not have to think that being a woman and being a black woman and being a black woman who has a disability, for example, impacts you further. You have more barriers, you have more friction, you are less able to get what you want. You're undervalued in a way that's like.
What barriers exactly is she talking about? So let's address that. She said you're a woman, black woman in America, and disabled. So then there are barriers. So what type of barriers do you think she's talking about? To me, from my understanding, you get more people caring for you, more people courteous of you. You may feel that certain way, and we can't go with the feels over reals. You may feel that nobody looks at you, or a guy doesn't want you, or a man doesn't accept you. But the problem is, just like a lot of guys say, all women are hoes, or all women are just trash. No, the women you want are trash. The men she want don't want her. And unfortunately, she's not seeming to understand that. And if they're not attracted to her, it's because I'm disabled. They're not attracted to her because I'm black. I'm telling you, I've gone out with girls before where I've asked them out, or meet up with a girl and, hey, you want to go out? I think we'll be good. Straight up, I've always had, if a person didn't want to date me because of my blackness, they would say, well, I don't date black guys. Well, my parents won't let me date black guys. I have never had where someone just blew me off, didn't tell me why, and it be race related. Maybe I was too short. Maybe I was overweight. Maybe I wasn't enough muscle. Maybe I wasn't their type. They didn't like my hair. They didn't like my voice. They didn't like anything. So there's a lot of different things that go into it. But it's only women like this that it's because I'm disabled. Whatever your Achilles heel is or your weakness is, that's what you go to and shame people into going out with you. I'm going to speak more on that. Ladies, you can't shame anybody into dating you. It doesn't work. Just like men can't guilt a woman into staying with him, women, you can't shame a man into wanting to be with you. There's just no way.
okay, well, you know, that's life. That's what I mean by equity, and that we're able to, without friction, all get the same needs met.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, see, I disagree with that. I think life is easier if you're a girl. Actually,
you
I
can
think
use it as
there's a
an
lot
advantage.
of benefits that men don't have. I'm not going to speak anything to race. I'm just talking about gender specifically.
Get
It's
'em,
usually like
Pearl.
an excuse. Like, honestly, I think as a girl, you have equal opportunity in the world. I think there's benefits. Like, for example, we have quotas for women in specific jobs that are given to us that aren't given to men. So yeah, I would say it's easier being a girl.
Just from a viewpoint over here, though, it seems there's a lot of pretty privilege in what you're saying, and that you're white and you present.
Do you think I'm pretty? Thank you.
I think that you present in a way that.
What did I tell y'all? She was already ready for the offense. There's pretty privilege. She said between men and women. Men and women. Stick to the subject. Men and women. And what's the first thing she says? You're white. So are you. But you're pretty. Well, in your own way, you can be pretty. But here's the thing. If you compare yourself to someone, you're always going to come up short. At 5'1", you compare yourself to 6'1", you're going to lose. At 125 pounds, you compare yourself to 180, you're going to lose. 200, comparing yourself to 140, you're going to lose. There's different proportions to the human body that may work for some people, may not. But as long as you're going to look at yourself, well, you're pretty, you're better, you're this, and I'm not this, then you're right. You're not going to be that way. Stop worrying about other people and only worry about yourself. You can control what you can control. You can't change certain things in life. You just got to deal with it. And I'm so hard on this is because I'm a living proof of that. I have a lot of personal stuff going on in my life. There's nothing I can do about it. I just got to accept it, roll with the punches, and keep moving, keep trucking. But in this feminist, gynocentric world that we're living in the West specifically, it's all about the world owes me, society owes me, men owes me. Nobody owes you anything. This is just life. Get with it.
That beauty standards have accepted. And
think?
so
They call me ugly on the internet all the time. They be roasting me daily, I swear to God.
I don't mean to say I think you're gorge. I just mean that there.
True story. And sorry I keep pausing it. I don't want to get copyright. It's my first stream, so hey, you know, if I'm not doing it right, somebody let me know. I definitely won't pay attention to you if you're, you know, disrespectful or saying something that you wouldn't say to me on the street. But if you have any pointers, I would gladly take them. Thing about it with Pearl, she's been called some horrible names that I've seen on TikToks. They talk about her, say that she's fat shaming, that she's ugly, she's single, she's looks like a guy. I've heard some ugly stuff about Pearl. And, you know, Pearl's not my type, but she's pretty for someone, and she's pretty in her own way. But that's just not my style. I'm probably not her type. That's okay. People accept that. That's just the way it is. However, for this lady, it shouldn't be that way because you're pretty, you're this. I'm not trying to call you gorgeous, but for you, you could get this, but I can't get this. What are we, 12 years old, 8 years old, 4 years old? All I'm saying is that reality is reality. Accept what is, and you'll be all right. But the other thing is about it too, excuse me, if you accept reality and just work with what you got, greater things will come to you. And like I said, I'm trying to be positive here. I'm not trying to just harp on this woman. I feel bad for her, you know, that she's been taught that she's a victim, she's oppressed, and she's suppressed, and that there's no way for her to be anything but what she is by her definition of, you know, what's happened in the world. So the world owes her. And with that entitlement, you're never going to get anywhere. I don't know any entitled people that ever succeed in any facet of life. For a little bit, it looks like they do. But when it comes, you know, when stuff hit the fan, they don't have a clue on how to deal with real life.
Or a certain value that we give to certain bodies.
I mean, let's also dig into why these quotas exist and why these, what you're calling
because we
privileges
want
exist.
special treatment.
No, it's because there have historically and presently in most jobs been fewer women, and because of sexism.
How is it sexism when we have no barriers
Sexism?
today? So we can pick
Who
what
has
we
no
want to
barriers?
pick.
It doesn't have barriers.
Women don't have barriers?
Women, yeah. What's
We have
stopping
no
you? You can do
barriers.
whatever you want.
I
stopping
can
you?
or you can?
What's stopping you?
See, there it is. Victim. I'm a when I was younger, I would say I had a victim problem. You know, I didn't like certain things in life. It was because nobody likes me. I'm too this, I'm too that, too this. Shut up. Okay? Shut up. First, it was men and women. Then it's pretty privilege. And now it's there's no barriers. And I'm sorry, this lady in the wheelchair, I understand she's disabled. And that's a sad thing, you know, but I'm sure she's learned to live with it. A lot of disabled people I know personally, they have chosen to overcome that. They don't let that define them. She's letting her disability define who she is. And for everything that didn't go right in her life, for every privilege that she doesn't have, for everything that doesn't line up with what she wants, it's because I'm disabled. Because I'm white, because I'm black, because I'm fat, because I'm short. It's always something. Why is it because you just chose not to do certain things? Like I said, the entitlement is crazy. It's beyond me.
You. As a woman.
See, that ignores a lot that I'm a woman with a disability. So there's a lot stopping me that you don't have to think about.
Well, as I said before, I'm speaking about women. I'm not.
You're speaking for yourself.
You're speaking as an able-bodied
white woman.
I
that is white. Represents white.
Of course, there's going to be.
So we got an able-bodied woman, pretty privileged, white girl, I guess body shaming, tall girls, short girls, pretty face, pretty waist, BBLs. Like, I guess we have to agree there's more than one type of woman. We thought, you know, what is a woman? Apparently, there are so many different definitions. I know what a man is, but for a woman, there are a plethora of definitions. It's just so confusing to me how these people are just so unique, we'll say the least.
The other barriers if you're disabled, I'm sure. Like I'm talking about as a woman.
So you're just going to ignore
white
the
women
pay
have it
gap.
easier. Yes, I would agree.
What?
You're just going to ignore the pay gap, regulation over bodies.
The pay gap has been disproven and debunked
pay gap doesn't
endlessly,
exist.
my friend.
It doesn't.
That's so funny.
It's the industries that women pick.
Let's talk about it.
There's a pay gap, but it's because women don't want to do the hardest industries.
I don't think it's that simple. I think that's an oversimplification. I think the fact of the matter is that women structure their lives differently to men. Men don't give birth. Men don't have to carry pregnancies. Men don't have to be the primary caregiver most of the time. Women also don't hold jobs for as long as men do. They often will stop and start. They'll go back into work. They'll take.
That is facts. Women, and I've been in the work field for many years now. And one thing I know about women, like for me, I would always work overtime, extra time, stay late, come early, whatever I could do. The many girls that I knew that I worked with, I worked in a call center. And one thing about the ladies is that they would always want to come right on time or 10 minutes later and leave as early as possible. Excuse me. So that is an actual fact. It's not my opinion. It's just what I've lived and seen and what statistics even show. And then you got a woman right here saying it. A lot of women, I'm not saying women are lazy, but they don't work like men. And that's by choice. Not that you can't. You just don't want to. Like for me, I knew a girl that, you know, she, I guess she would make about $1,000 a week. And she worked about 2 days a week doing sales. Well, the boss offered her 5 days a week. So 2 days a week, you make $1,000. 4 days, that's $2,000. So let's say about $2,500 a week that you can make. You know, she said, no, that's too much working for me. I'll work these 2 days and I'm good. I'll just stay with $4,000. But then you had me on the other hand that's like, whoa, I can make what? I said, can I work 6 days? They said, if you want to, it's on you. The more sales you make, the more money you make. That's what all it is. And that's what I chose to do. But she was like, I don't want to do that. And then she didn't have any money for things that she needed, because what she would do, she would spend her limit. Well, I'm sorry, I need more money. I can't do this. Well, the problem is that you didn't work when you had the chance to. See, a lot of guys, what we like to do is to build up, save up. That's why men are the best savers and women are the best consumers. Women will buy any and everything. Women will go window shopping. So they invest time to try on dresses, to look on social media more now, but it was going to the mall, try on dresses, going to the mall to look at what they wanted, not even to buy it, just to look at what they might have. And then once they do that, they'll go buy that. Most women, they'll spend their money on things they want. They need the Burpin bag. They need the new heels. They need the new dress. They need their hair did. They need the $500 nails, which, or actually one lady, she spent $300 on her nails. I don't see how women do that, but hey, you know, that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do with your money. But a lot of women do not have the mindset of men when it comes to the money, of saving money or working hard. You know, I don't want to work 2 jobs, but I will. You know, I'm not working no 2 jobs. You know, I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm not talking about a woman with kids. I'm saying a woman that's a healthy young woman with no disabilities will choose to go to the club, to party and live her best life and work because she has to and get what she needs so that she can do what she wants to do. That's just the way it is. Nothing wrong with it, but this is the difference in men and women. Men do what they need to do. Women do what they want to do. This is fact, and we're going to see that more here.
Time off, they'll take part-time jobs. The way that men work and women work are astronomically different, and to try to say that they're comparable is where this issue comes from. They're not comparable.
2 things. First of all, let's dig into why they think that they should take these jobs, which is societal sexism. And then also, actually, Department of Labor, all statistics, at least speaking in the US, have found that when compared for the same jobs, there still is a pay gap, particularly when it pertains to race.
Because 60% of women have never asked for a raise. So how can you complain about your pay if you don't ask?
Why are they not? Wait, what happens when women ask for a raise? Sorry, I've been wanting to say something, but I want to be respectful. I don't want to interrupt people, and I want to let them finish their thoughts.
Jump in,
but you know,
go through the wall.
It is a very privileged label, right, to be able to say that you're feminist, right? And I say that because I come from a working class background of Dominican immigrant parents. My mother would not necessarily identify as a feminist. I look to my mother, and I do think of her as a feminist. A lot of my ideas and my empowerment comes from seeing her survive and put food on the table. When I'm thinking about feminism, I'm always thinking about who's not part of the conversation. What are the barriers? How do we think about equity? How do we think about self-empowerment and agency and having a voice, right, and having choice? And thinking about our basic human rights, education, access to health, homes, like having bread, having food, and those things are very important, right? And they're at the crux.
Now, see, a lot of stuff that she's talking about is in other countries, but people seem to forget that we live in the United States of America, where everything she's talking about, like I said, I'm not knocking her, but everything she's talking about is not happening over here. If it is, it's a minority. So I know people say, but I know someone, but I know that person, but I know this person. I'm saying, in general, most women are not dealing with that over here. Most people aren't. In America, the #1 homeless is men. We don't hear nothing about that. So if women are suppressed in that fashion, why is it that men are the ones without any, that are the most homeless? And I know the answer that a feminazi would say would be like, well, he didn't make the right choices. He should have taken ownership. He screwed away his money. He was gambling. He bought prostitutes. He did all this. Fine, I agree with you. But then when it comes to women, we're oppressed, we're disabled, we're black, we're ugly, we're fat, we don't do stuff right, there's a pay gap, everybody wants to hold us down because I'm a woman, they don't believe I should work because I'm too pretty, I shouldn't work. Like, it's always everybody else's fault with these type of women. I'm not saying all. Again, it's just certain type of feminazis that really believe that everybody has held them back. And as long as you have that attitude, you're going to continue to live the way you're living.
Right, of what a lot of us here know that we need. It's like there are the barriers, right, that we constantly ignore that are very much systemic and microaggressive, right? We see them and experience them every day.
Like what in the U.S.?
So,
like what?
What would you like to know an example of?
I know you.
See that right there? Like what in the U.S.? Pearl's like ready, like she about to take her own. Let's see what's up, Pearl. Sorry, I bit my tongue. Let's get it on. Let's get on and be quiet for a little bit.
You said that there's like barriers. I want to know what barriers in the U.S. today as a woman.
Well, as a woman or as a woman of color? Let's be specific.
As a woman.
So, the first lady, as a woman that's disabled. The same lady, as a woman, but I'm not pretty. And now you got a woman of color. Like, just the layers of what it is to be a woman. Now, I'm not knocking in the past other countries, but 2023 now, because this came out December 28th, 2022, so like literally 8 days ago. So you're telling me in 2023 where women out earn men, where and there are specific I think it's called the STEM that encourages, and they have quotas for black women, women of color, for women in general, to get all types of jobs that over men, that they would be accepted. They would get a call back. They are pursuing you over a man just so that they have enough women to meet their quota and to look like, you know, Captain Simps or, you know, Super Simps, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if you can say Simps on YouTube. Let me know if you can say Simps on YouTube if anybody's watching. I don't know if anybody's watching. I don't want to, you know, kill my confidence with this since it's my first one, and I'm sure that I got 0 views, but I know I'll get more. Let's continue and hear about the oppression of a woman of color in 2023 in America.
And we don't. Well, no, I can't answer as a woman.
I
I'm
just feel like
not
your
a woman,
question is
right?
She can't answer as a woman because she's not just a woman. Okay, so the next time somebody asks me what's going on in my life, I can't answer as a man because I'm not just a man. I can't answer as a black man because I'm not just a black man. I can't answer as an athletic man because I'm not just a black man athletic. I'm like, come on, just answer the question. But you know who? You know what? You know who gives all themselves these barriers? Women. Well, I'm black, like just like the woman with the disability. First thing is I'm black. If I didn't get it, I'm black. They use the black card for real. That's the real black card. That's the real cards. They use the disabled card. They use so many different cards that it's like you want me to just give it to you because of your life situation. I'm sorry that you're disabled. I don't see you as less than. Most people don't. You do. So what you do is you're projecting. You're projecting on other people. Hey, I see myself as this, so do you. So treat me right because I don't like I don't like this about me. So I know you don't like it about me, so I'm entitled. That's a big L for you, lady.
Kind of hostile when you're like, there are no barriers to what I want. Congratulations. That means you have a privilege where you're not facing any friction, and that's showing. And I feel like it's
I think as an American, you're very privileged.
Like,
I'm not ignoring that.
Or like a basic level of what, I mean, the feminist movement is when it comes to just being born a woman, right? Physically, pound for pound, we are born as women and we have less lean muscle mass than men. So there are issues of violence and assault and stuff like that. And so therefore, there are policies, there are things to help women physically, like, for example, I believe being able to carry a firearm and being able to use that safely to defend yourself against men who are born naturally with more muscle mass than.
So, by that logic, she's saying that for women, she won't shoot, but for men, she will. I'm just curious on that. So, it's for men. We need guns for men that are physically stronger. So, let's go ahead and shoot the men. Let's reverse it. If I said, because women come in packs, I need guns, since it'll be 5-on-1. Yes, I'm a strong man, as they would say, but there's 5 women that are all hitting me with stilettos and shoes and boots and mace and anything else they want to use to hit me. Should I have a gun? Because women travel in packs, in hives, in groups. Since they travel in groups, we need guns. Since we're men, they need guns. By that logic, so then everybody's just going to kill each other.
A woman.
I keep hearing the term equity. What would a world that has equity look like? Like, would it be 50% of everyone in the same jobs? Would it be like prison, 50%?
That's equality.
50%. So what does equity look like?
So equity is generally described as a state of fairness, because historically a lot of people have been arguing for equality, but what does that give us? Like 0.5 of the 1% being women. This doesn't really do anything for us. And so people have talked about equity instead, which is instead of sameness, it's fairness. And this would mean that we remove systemic barriers to engage in society, not just for women, but also for everyone.
So which barriers?
Those barriers that you don't believe in.
I don't.
I think this is, let's see, I want to say 5th time that I'm hearing the word barriers, but they're not giving you any barriers. And Pearl keep asking, hey, what barriers? Then they go in for women and other people, so they don't count men as whatever. So barriers for other people, barriers for women, and she's what's happening is that Pearl's like, okay, can we stick to men and women and just talk about that? And they're like, well, let's talk around that. As a disabled, no, for men and women, as a disabled woman, I can't compete against you. Why are you trying to compete against her? Yes, everybody is competitive, but why are you trying to compete against another woman that has nothing to do with y'all? Y'all may not even like the same things. For example, the disabled lady. There are a lot of things actively she may not want to do that Pearl, because she's not disabled, can do. So why are you going to compete? You shouldn't be able to go bowling because I can't. You shouldn't be able to go swimming because or whatever the case is. So now you're trying to do exactly what they say you shouldn't do. Shame Pearl for believing what she believes and trying to convince her to think like you. That's not democracy.
For you to have a bunch of ramps in your life, it doesn't do shit. I need those ramps, right?
Can we stick to male versus female? That's my question.
Tell them, Pearl.
I'm thinking male versus female.
But my feminism includes ability, it includes
my
race.
question is,
You guys can talk.
Women versus men. Like, what barriers do we need removed?
I'm going to say this. Pearl, I watch her show, Just Pearly Things. I know a lot. She says that she want to be in her feminine energy. However, here she gonna she bringing that, Stone Cold Steve Austin attitude. She had to be real with these because these women are attacking her like crazy, so she has to bring the heat. I am enjoying this. Guys, I'm going to have an emergency actually coming up. Well, not emergency, but a planned event that I have to go to. So I'm going to get about 9 more minutes of this and continue part 2 tomorrow. But this is getting good.
Because that's my statement. I'm not stating anything else. I'm stating women versus men.
It's very silly.
So what barrier? I just want to.
The question is silly.
Very silly. Men versus women. Okay, so did not the chick say that we need guns for men that are bigger? Men versus women, we need guns. And then you got this chick that says that's silly. So then you don't need guns because men and women are the same, right? Absolutely. Feminazi logic. I'm not going to say female logic because a lot of women don't think like this. Just the woke, broke, man-hating, women-debating people in life. That's the nicest way I can say it. I ain't trying to get canceled my first day on YouTube.
So, yeah, but
it's not a fair question. It's
how is it not a fair question?
Kind of proving the point of why what people, especially black women, other people who are anybody who's not white.
You're not proving the point that anybody that's not white. She said, can we keep this men and women? Okay, let's just make it even. Okay, there's black men and white men, Latino men, Asian, Hispanic, Dominican, Japanese, Indian, Iranian, Swahilian. There's a lot of different type of men. And the same thing for the women. So they're saying with the men and the women in the exact same color category, since everything's about color, let's talk about those differences. That doesn't even make sense. Oh my God, that doesn't make sense. Right now, it sounds like she's just...
Why do you have to be right? Why do you have to win the argument?
That's all she's trying to do. She's trying to win an argument about nothing. And it's not making any sense. And Pearl's just like, can we stick to what we're here for to talk about? And they're like, no, we got to talk about a woman, but not just a woman, a black woman, not just black, disabled, but not just disabled, fat, not just fat, ugly. It's just the goalpost keeps moving back and forth, back and forth. This is ridiculous.
Why we hear feminism and we don't want that label because it means, I'm just gonna say, it means that. Like, it means that you've already gotten to a pinnacle of whatever you think your happiness needs or whatever your survivalist needs are, when there are people on lower end who are trying to survive, who are trying to get to a point of what should be normal. Based on what other people have.
It sort of sounds like you're saying feminism is not always inclusive then.
Right. It's most of the time it's not inclusive. It's more times than not, it's not. So, and within the just feminism space, again, there obviously the very basic is male versus female versus, but unfortunately.
Feminism for females. Feminism is supposed to be for women, right? It's supposed to help women that were oppressed, give women strength, empowering, independence. That's what feminism is. And now it's been redefined that it's not about women. It's about, or between men and women, it's just about women within. Like, I just don't get the stupidity here. I promise, guys, I'm trying to be nice. I'm a very nice person. I don't curse. And so I'm not going to say anything like that, but to hold my cool, the way I'm talking now, you think, oh, he's stuttering. He don't know what he's doing. No, he does know what he's doing, but I don't want to react. I'd rather respond. I'm trying to do this in a way that is fair. And I'm not attacking anybody. Just their beliefs and the stupidity behind their beliefs. That's all I'm hoping for.
We've only had one subset of women be the face and voice and the academics and research and everything to be able to say, well, that's the standard we need to be in, when there are other people who are still trying to get to some type of normalcy and just living.
What is the biggest issue then that feminism faces?
I think it's the mindset. Women taking like the agency, women taking initiative. I think it's mindset holding them back a lot, because if you want to be in a competitive world and compete, you have to have the right mindset. And I think a lot of people blame their lack of confidence or what society tells them for the reason that they're not achieving what they need to achieve, when that's not the case. You have to have the mindset of achieving, because the men who built the world had the mindset of building it. So the women who want to engage and build that further, they need to have that same mindset.
I don't think we do. I think that's like assuming that we all want to be capitalist babies.
Right.
I think that men are not.
Some people argue just to argue. Like,
what are you so angry about?
She's just sitting on the side over there, just ready to just snap. The lady's talking, hey, this is what it is. I don't think men. She's been heartbroken a couple of times, we'll say. Like they always say on Fresh and Fit. Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Not well adjusted in the society, and women are not trying to re-embody what they have built for us. I think that like what we're forgetting is a very important detail, which is just like human respect and dignity.
Yeah,
and not asking.
You know, the problem with this is even as women, and guys, I just want you to see something right here. In this 12 minutes we've been watching this, and if you stand with me, please, bear with me. In this 12 minutes that we've seen women, like, you know how you got your girl, your wife, your girlfriend, your sneaky link, whatever you got. You try to explain something to them, and you'll give the most detailed information that you can, and they don't even hear you. What they're doing, they are waiting to respond to you. They don't care what you're saying. They're waiting to respond to you. That's just the craziest thing. And I just want you guys to know, if they do it to you, or if they do it to each other, they're definitely going to do it to you. So just know that this isn't just your woman. This is women. They're talking amongst themselves, and they're talking in circles. They're playing, hopscotch, tic-tac-toe. Nobody's really answering. And Pearl's been consistent. She's like, hey, let's talk about men and women. And now it's equality. Now it's human rights. Now it's as a person. Now it's empowering, and all the other drama issues that they just said. It's ridiculous. I think if these women specifically, would just actually listen to each other and respond to what she's saying, not just your point, you might get further in the conversation than just, I don't care what you say, this is what I got. I don't care what you say, this is what I got. Because that's all I'm seeing is a bunch of the mad dogging women that a woman can say, well, this is what I believe. This. Oh, well, no, that's not what it is. That's not what it is. It's ridiculous.
People to prove what their experience is and to prove to you, like, it is like such conservative thinking to say, like, I don't understand, explain it to me, versus just saying, I don't understand and let me respect what you are saying.
I'm respecting
right?
wherever your starting point. I'm respecting that. I'm really respecting that. I'm saying that if you don't have the mindset you can even achieve it, you're never going to even try. So it's never...
Achieve what? Like, what are we talking about? Because I feel like you've projected this, like, capitalist ideology on every woman.
Achieve whatever it is you're looking for, equality, equity. But what I'm saying is women in the feminist space and a lot of these other spaces, we don't acknowledge that we have to take the initiative. We have to take the action. We have to have the mindset. We have to demand those things.
Accountability is what that sounds like to me. And I know people are already ready to attack this woman. But I want to give the sister a credit for accountability. We have to. That's a lot better than give me. See, there's entitlement, and then there's what you get earned. You ever heard the saying that respect's not given, it's earned? That's what she's talking about. We have to do this. We have to stand up for this. We have to do this. That's not what feminism is about today. It's, I'm superior, give it to me. I deserve it. I have been oppressed. And what's funny is a lot of women in today's world, let's say 1997, we'll say, from 1997 to now, these women aren't even old enough to have seen the oppression. All they're going off of is the hive mentality. A bunch of women will go off of what everybody else is saying. A lot of women, like if you look at Fresh and Fit, Donovan Sharp, any of these shows that have a lot of women on there, they'll ask them a question. They'll go around the table. And what you'll tend to see, and I've seen their show, they've been on 2 years. I've seen their shows many times. You'll see one woman will say another thing, and the next woman will say the same thing, and they just say, I agree with her. Yeah, I agree with her. Yeah, I believe her too. Yeah, it seems like that. All I'm saying is that women have this hive mentality. Not all women, but most women. Women, what do? They go to the bathroom together. Women, what do? They go on vacations together. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? Let's go. Oh yeah, let's do. Oh yeah. And it's just, men are more diverse, but a lot of women are just agreeable. They just, hey, yeah, girl, what do you want to do? Yeah, girl, let's do this, let's do that. Or I agree with her, or I want to take her point. And what happens is when a woman steps out of the pack and be that singular, now they turn into wolves and they want to attack her, because she's not thinking like the hive or the pack. I just find it very interesting.
I don't understand how we're getting so off topic. This is about feminism today, whereas everybody wants to make this about their individual, here are all the multitude of other things that factor into my person. Great, this is about feminism, it's about womanhood. I understand that all of you have your own individual experiences and the other things that feed into you as a person. That's perfectly fine, but this is where intersectionality falls off the planet and loses, I would argue, probably the vast majority of people, including me. I'm not even a feminist. I don't give a crap about feminists arguing amongst themselves about who's the most victimized, but this is annoying to listen to. I honestly I don't understand anything anybody's even trying.
Ooh-wee, she is talking that stuff right there. She's like, can we keep on topic? I feel her. Here's the thing. The way that she feels, that is how men feel. When a woman, and ladies, please listen to me. Get out your feelings for a second. If you're watching this, get out your feelings for a second. If a man tells you, or if you got a problem with your husband or a boyfriend or whatever, he didn't do the trash 3 days ago, whatever. And I don't know, he didn't sweep something up or pick up his shoes or socks, whatever. Deal with the shoes or socks Don't try to get him for the shoes, the socks, the trash, the dishes, the washer, the clothes, the that. That's what a lot of women like to do, is pack on things. They like to internalize so much, and then at the least expecting time for the man, they pounce on it. Most women do that. I've seen it. I've been in relationships. I've seen it many times where women will pounce on someone. Women, they'll pounce on not just the husbands, but they'll pounce on the women about this. That's what she's talking about now, is that, okay, we're dealing with feminism, but let me tell you about all my issues, everything that I went through when I was a child, when I was a little girl, whenever this person didn't like me, whenever I didn't get picked, people don't like my face, people don't like my hair, people think that I'm too short. Like, it's just ridiculous how much people try to, specifically women, some men do it too, but they try to combine all of the issues into one issue. Let's just talk about feminism. Pearl and I keep forgetting her name, they've been trying to stay on topic, but these other women, this is my cry fest. I'm going to tell you about how weak I am, what I went through. Instead of being independent and strong and overcoming, nope, I'm still victimized, and I'm going to live in victimhood. This is where I belong. 1-800-VICTIMHOOD. This is where I stay.
Going to get at.
Look, I just want to say that I don't think equity and this concept of competition can't coexist with each other. Equity is building more facilities for people who need them. It is recognizing that there are holes in the market and there's opportunities for women and feminine, expansive people, and meeting those opportunities. I think equity can buoy the pre-existing system that we live in a good way.
And this is where we're going to get to what I think the real feminist arguments are based off of policy. And abortion is the biggest one.
How many of you would identify as pro-choice? Let's do a show of hands for pro-choice.
I feel like pro-choice is pro.
That's actually a good stopping point right there, guys. I'm sorry, I do have another event that I didn't even know that I had to go to, but I will continue this tomorrow with part 2. I appreciate you guys enjoying Justice Views' first stream. Justice will be back tomorrow, and yeah, we'll see how everything goes, guys. Again, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, positive, negative. I really don't care. Well, I do care if it's positive, if it's negative. If it's constructive, I'll listen to it. If it's not, I don't care, really. I really don't. So, but thank you guys for checking me out. I hope you guys have a great night. I got to get out of here. Take care.